Hello, and welcome to the What's New with Messenger webinar. I am Kendall Beveridge, and I work in global business marketing on Messenger. Today, I will share some of our recent announcements, including exciting details from our Platform 2.0 launch. Please make sure you submit questions throughout the webinar in the chat box below this video. This webinar will be recorded and sent to all registrants a few days after the webinar. You can also find it on Blueprint after the fact, which is our e-learning platform, by going to facebook.com/blueprints and looking for webinars. With all of that housekeeping out of the way, let's get started. Over the past year, the Messenger platform has evolved to meet the growing needs of people and businesses. At Facebook's developer conference, F8, we announced updates about how Messenger is helping people and businesses interact in new ways. Some of these changes call for immediate action by businesses, and others paint a picture of how people and businesses will communicate in the future. One of our most exciting pieces of news is that there are now over 1.2 billion people who use Messenger every month. This means that our monthly active user base grew by more than 300 million people in 2016. It's pretty incredible, and all that growth in people has carried over to businesses too. There are now 65 million business pages on Facebook, and nearly 20 million of them are exchanging messages with people every month. And as more and more businesses have become responsive, we're seeing more and more messages between people and businesses. Today on Messenger, we have over 2 billion messages sent between people and businesses each month, including both automated bot messaging and human-to-human people-initiated messages. With all of this growth, we've had to make a lot of changes to make sure our products meet the needs of people and businesses. So let's take a look at what's new with Messenger. I'll walk through some of the key product updates that were announced at Facebook's developer conference on April 18th. And I will also cover a few updates that have been announced over the past month, just so we're on the same page about what's been going on. So I'll start with an update that you may find important. Let's look at Discover. To help people discover new experiences from bots, businesses, and more, we created a new discovery surface in Messenger. Discover makes it easier for your customers to find you and proactively communicate on their terms. Discover is launching to a small number of people in the United States starting April 18th, and it will continue rolling out gradually to all users. We recommend that businesses set the right expectations for people by making sure their information is up to date. So let's talk about how you can update your page categorization and set up a welcome greeting for people. If you already have a bot for Messenger, have a page admin find the Messenger platform section in page settings, and this is for the page that's associated with the bot. This is a new section in page settings, by the way. So once you're in that new section, you want to choose the category that best describes your bot. So you will set up Discover here. You can see on the screen it says not submitted, but you'll choose Setup, and then you'll choose the category that best describes your bot. This will help the right people discover your business on Messenger. And even if you've not built on the Messenger platform, all Facebook pages automatically have a profile in Messenger. So make sure to set up your Messenger greeting by having a page admin go to page settings, then choose the messaging section towards the top. Once you're in there, you can choose Show a Messenger Greeting. If you do not have a Messenger greeting set up, we will auto-populate your Messenger presence with the brief about description from your Facebook page. But this can be a little bit confusing for people because oftentimes it says things like, "Welcome to our Facebook page." And when that shows up in Messenger, it doesn't create the right user experience. Finally, if you do not want Messenger to help drive discovery of your business, page admins have the option to opt out of Discover completely by going to page settings, again, finding that Messenger platform section, and choosing Hide under Discover Visibility. So with all of this growth on the platform, like I mentioned before, there is a growing expectation from people that businesses will be responsive. But not all businesses have the ability to automate their experience using the Send and Receive API. So we're investing in a new type of automated response called Smart Replies. We have found through our analysis that a large percentage of questions received by restaurants can be answered through AI-assisted automation. Starting with 10% of restaurant pages in the United States, businesses will now be able to set up 7 preset questions and answers, and then Messenger's AI tools will help respond to inbound messages. When there are no smart replies available, the business can respond as usual. In the future, Smart Replies is going to learn from these responses and improve quality over time. For most businesses, there really is no action at this time relative to Smart Replies. If you would like to improve your business's responsiveness in Messenger, you can learn more about best practices for messaging from your page by completing the Blueprint e-learning course called Messenger, Connect and Communicate with Customers. Imagine how much easier it would be if you needed to coordinate a shopping list with your roommates and you could invite a grocery bot into your conversation. For this reason and so many more, we're launching tools for developers to build experiences that multiple people can interact with at the same time. Chat extensions expand the capabilities of a bot, augmenting existing conversations people have one-to-one or in a group. So for businesses, we know that group decision-making happens all the time on messaging apps, and you may want to consider different use cases where your business could add value to a conversation between 2 or more people. This would allow friends, family to interact with your business at the same time. So in this demo here, you can see 2 friends looking for a place to have dinner. First, you open the drawer in Messenger's redesigned Composer and choose Open Tables extension. After browsing a few options, you can then send that recommendation to your friend. You can then agree on the restaurant and actually book the reservation all inside the Messenger conversation. You can experience for yourself what developers like Spotify, Food Network, and OpenTable have built using chat extensions by opening the drawer in Messenger's redesigned Composer. Make sure your app is up to date, and then tap that plus button right there on the left side of the redesigned Composer. We hope these early adopters inspire you and to consider future opportunities for your own business. Have you heard of M? There have been lots of people talking about M. M is your helpful assistant in Messenger, powered by Facebook's artificial intelligence. M offers helpful suggestions by popping into an open conversation to suggest relevant content and capabilities to enrich the way people communicate and get things done. Suggestions from M began rolling out to people in the US on April 6th, and we're just starting to see what a proactive, helpful, useful assistant can offer. As M suggestions become smarter, we plan to connect consumer intent with relevant business offerings. This is definitely going to take some time to get right, so we're working with a few select partners like Lyft, Uber, and now Delivery.com to build high-value user experiences. For example, food ordering triggered by M will be a shared experience, so all participants in a conversation can add food to one order and then use native payments for a frictionless experience end-to-end. In this video, you can see a suggestion from M pops up to order food. When opened, Delivery.com provides options for the group participants to select. They collaborate on the order and then purchase right inside Messenger. While this is a very exciting possibility for businesses, there's no immediate action for businesses right now. The Messenger team is really focused on building a useful experience for the 1.2 billion people who use Messenger every month. Future opportunities for businesses to integrate into the Message Composer will be shared when they're ready. I'm sure some of you have interacted with a business on Messenger in the past, and so you know that when people interact with a business, it could be the start of a conversation that lasts just a few minutes or even a few days. So whether they want to learn about a new product or are trying to resolve a customer service issue, your customers have a variety of reasons for communicating with you, and we recognize that. We recognize that certain scenarios may not be resolved immediately, and more than one conversation between a business and a customer may need to take place to gain resolution. So as a result, we recently introduced updates to the Messenger policy that allow you to proactively send certain types of messages as notifications. If your business is focused on customer support, consider using these new tools to continue Messenger conversations about shipping updates, reservation updates, or even just general issue resolution. To implement these new solutions, you will need to review the latest details by visiting the Messenger platform website, which will be linked at the end of this webinar. As you consider the right presence for your business in Messenger, you may find that your customers want to be able to get quick answers to common questions through automation, as well as receive more personalized customer support from live agents. And due to some technical constraints, businesses have created 2 separate pages to provide service and then a different one to host their bot, but this is not a best practice. The new handover protocol enables 2 applications on the Messenger platform to collaborate and power the same bot. This will make it possible for a bot to simultaneously use one application for automated responses and another application for customer service with live agents. For example, this video shows a scenario where a customer reaches out to a clothing company with an automated experience to drive signups. Once the conversation starts, the bot also offers the option to choose customer service. In the background, the handover protocol passes the baton, if you will, to a live agent who can then respond and provide personalized customer service. To enable this new solution, you will need to work with one of our selected alpha partners. Please reach out to your Facebook representative for more information about how to get started. Another more technical solution we've started exploring is only relevant to businesses with an app that leverages Facebook login. Many businesses with an app want to engage the same audience in Messenger as they reach in their app. It has been difficult for businesses to tailor their experiences across these 2 channels because they currently receive 2 different types of IDs for the same user. With the launch of the ID matching API, businesses can now serve the right experience to the right person in a privacy-safe way, regardless of whether they interact in your app or with your bot. If you have an app that uses Facebook login, as well as a bot for Messenger, you can learn more about the ability to improve the user experience across both by having your internal development teams read our documentation on the Facebook developer site. Excuse me. Our final update here is a fun one. Messenger codes are a great tool to drive offline to online traffic for Messenger. To increase discoverability and utility of your Messenger experiences in the physical world, we needed to improve the scanning of Messenger codes for people. Now people can simply use our native camera, not an option behind several menus, to start a conversation with your business, from places like point of purchase signage, product packaging, and more. We have also launched the ability for businesses to create multiple codes that can deep link into a specific capability of your bot. This is really great because you might want to send people directly into a reservation booking service or into a curated shopping carousel. In addition, you could generate multiple Messenger codes to track which ones get scanned most often and then maybe re-emphasize one over another. Before I wrap up here, remember that the connections businesses are building with your customers on Messenger are just starting to prove their worth. We hope you'll consider how your next campaign may come to life in this medium that continues to grow in importance for the way people behave on mobile. We recommend starting by understanding your audience, really thinking about your customers and what they need from you in this channel. Then get inspired by some success stories from other businesses, which you can find on facebook.com/business/success. And then finally, learn how to do this work by taking some of the blueprint courses that exist online. Here are some helpful links that will help you get started. So like I mentioned, understanding your audience often starts with people. And so if you don't have insights about your own customers, consider exploring the insights about how people are using messaging apps today by interacting with our Facebook IQ bot for Messenger. You can go to m.me/Facebook IQ and that will start a conversation with our bot right away. Like I mentioned, some of our success stories will help you see what business value businesses are already driving in Messenger. So you can follow fb.me/messenger success. Next, from a blueprint standpoint, you're already watching a webinar, but we have some great e-learning courses that will both help you understand best practices for messaging from your page, more of a 101 course, but then also a more advanced course around really building on the send receive API and using the Messenger platform. There's also a getting started guide if you're ready to build on the Messenger platform. This guide is a PDF and can be downloaded at fb.me/messenger get started. And finally, check out the redesigned Messenger platform website for ongoing product updates. You can get there by going to messenger.com/platform. All right. Well, now we're going to open it up to Q&A, and I've seen several interesting questions come through. So I'll try to answer a few of them over the next couple of minutes. Okay, I see something about a page that doesn't have a bot and recommendations for Discover. So this is something that I've heard from a lot of people as we've been rolling out Discover, is the concern that maybe if you have a page but you don't have any sort of automation set up, how would you handle the increase in volume? Well, in general, to manage any inbound communication from customers from your page, we recommend that you turn on instant replies. Instant replies are messages that are sent automatically as your page's first response to a new message. It helps set expectations with customers and lets them know that you'll get back to them soon or thank them for contacting your page, and just gives them a little bit more context around whether or not someone is there to answer their questions. All right, here we go. Will there be future opportunities to include other businesses in M? Maybe. I think right now we're definitely committed to exploring a variety of options over time. At the moment, there are no monetization opportunities for brands when it comes to M suggestions. You couldn't sponsor an M suggestion or something like that. Today, the primary way you can serve customers on Messenger is just enabling messaging on your page and being responsive, like I mentioned before, either by staffing a person or using an automated solution. So I would say don't be too concerned about suggestions from M for now. We're going to keep testing things like ordering food and offering rides through Lyft and Uber. And over time, we'll see what people find most useful as suggestions from M. And then we'll let businesses know how they can get involved. All right, next question. Who is eligible for smart replies and how will I know if I can use it? Smart replies are, like I mentioned, they're designed for pages that have messaging on, but they don't have a bot, and they haven't built on the send receive API. And right now, smart replies is in testing. It's open to a small portion of US restaurant pages, and you will know if you have access to smart replies, if you're a US restaurant business, and if you open up page settings, go to messaging, and if you see something called response assistant. And that is how you will know. What is the composer drawer? Okay, so I mentioned a couple of times there is a redesigned composer in Messenger. So the composer is where you would type a message on your phone. And you can access the composer drawer by tapping on the plus button within the composer. It's all the way on the left-hand side. It's blue and it has a white plus sign inside it. This includes, when you open the drawer, different types of Messenger features, including chat extensions. And so in terms of getting your bot added into that drawer, which may be another question people have, if someone interacts with a bot that has a chat extension, the bot will automatically be added to that person's composer drawer. So let's say I'm chatting with OpenTable looking for restaurant recommendations for that evening for a reservation, and then I'm talking with my friend. If I open up the composer drawer, that OpenTable chat extension is going to be in there because I interacted with that bot earlier. Another way bots can get added to that drawer is if someone shares the bot that uses chat extensions to a friend, and that friend clicks on that shared link. All right, here's another question about discovery. Why don't I see categories within the existing discovery surface, even though I have to choose a category when I'm applying? This is part of just our general rollout. So we're rolling out categories over time to provide the best experience to users. So we're not going to just open it all up at once. But in the meantime, as we are rolling this out and as we are rolling out categories, we just encourage page admins with bots to opt into the discovery category that makes the most sense for your bot, so that once the feature is fully rolled out, that people are finding your bot in the right section. How do I get my Messenger bot featured in Discover? That's a great question. So there is a featured section in Discover that we're testing out, and we plan to add more bots and pages in that section over time. But again, we don't have any information to share on that right now. So if you have a bot, please complete the Discover submission form, choose the right category, and think where that should be think about where your bot should be included. We'll have more information on featuring over the next few months. And as always, you can go to the Messenger platform website to learn more. You can go to the Facebook Developer Docs website to learn more about Messenger tools for developers as well. All right, well, that's all the time I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to check out the 2 Messenger e-learning courses that we have on Blueprint for more information. Have a great day.